Hey everyone, hope you're doing great. Thanks for joining in. We're gonna wait for maybe a minute for people to join and then we'll just get started. All right, we can get started. So, thanks everyone for joining once again. Today's webinar is all about the new features that we have rolled out in the month of September. So in September month, we had two releases. One we did around 12th of September, and then the second one we did just yesterday. So those of you who are joining it for the first time, we kind of be recording this webinar wherein we'll go through all the new features. We'll also open the floor in case if you guys have any questions, then you guys can also ask. And those of you who registered it but were not able to make it, we'll send you guys the recording as well. All right. I do have my colleagues on the call. So if you guys have any questions during the presentation, feel free to leave them in the chat. They'll answer on the spot. And then in case if there's something that I need to pick up, I'll pick up and then we'll talk about that. All right. So I'm just gonna share my screen and then gonna, all right. So we're gonna go in a descending order, meaning like we'll just start with the yesterday's release first and then we'll talk about the 12th September release. So we'll start with the prepaid expense automation. I'm pretty sure you guys would have received an email this morning from us about all the new updates that we rolled out. We'll start with the prepaid expense automation. So I'm not sure if you guys got a chance to look at the video, but in that video I did explain everything in detail as to how exactly it works, how to get started. So I mean, in this webinar, we're not gonna get into that much of detail, but we'll at least talk about the feature as a whole and how that's gonna work. So with the prepaid expense automation, what's gonna happen? Xenett will automatically identify any prepaid expenses from your books. It will then create the monthly expense recognition entry. It will also create the schedule and then it will also reconcile your schedule balance and GL balance. All right. So that's going to be pretty useful to you guys if you guys are spending so much of time preparing schedule and doing recognition entry. This is how it's going to work. First, just make sure that you guys have added the review point here. You just can do it from here, new review point, and then just pick the review point from here. The review point will be added. For the very first time, once you added the review point, it would ask you a few questions. You just have to answer them. And then once you have answered those questions, this is how it's going to work. So next time, let's just say whenever you are recording a transaction in QuickBooks or zero is also coming next week. So whenever you enter a transaction, let me show you. So let's just say I paid a expense here. So you record this transaction and the good example is, let's just say insurance, right? So I paid the insurance for $12,000. Like whatever, like typically the way you are recording transaction, there are only few things that you to be aware. All you have to make sure is, okay, you enter these keywords, whether it's a from and to, or you type in for the period, right? As long as this transaction is coded to profit and loss account, as long as you mention those keywords, whether it's a from and to or for the period, and as long as if this amount is above the threshold limit, right? Xenett will then consider this particular transaction as a prepaid expense, and behind the scene, it will make all the entries. Okay. So what it's gonna do is that, and in fact, we can just enter maybe this particular transaction. So I'm just gonna say Slack, and then gonna say 8200 using subscription. All right. So what we're gonna be doing here is that, and then we'll just make the entry. Let's just say whatever the month. Then you click on save. The moment you click on save, behind the scene, Xenett makes all the adjustments. So technically, you would not have to do anything. It would automatically make all the recognition entry. It will also make adjustments from, like, basically it's going to move the amount from profit and loss to prepaid expenses. And then it will also create the schedule automatically, right? So for you guys, all you would need to do is whenever you come here in the prepaid expense review, it's going to automatically create the schedule and you will see all the information here. So in this case, like I do see that this particular transaction was entered. You can see the amount, you can see the account where the transaction was posted. the remaining balance, everything here, right? It also tells you like, hey, this is the balance as per schedule. This is the balance as per GL, and this is the difference here, correct? So as long as if this difference is zero, I mean, you're all good, right? Uh, in normal cases, the difference would always be zero unless someone goes into QuickBooks, makes some changes to any existing recognition entry or delete something, then and then it's going to create the difference. Otherwise, the difference will always be zero. So in a way that once you start using Xenett prepaid automation, technically you would never need to do anything outside in Excel. You would never need to worry about any recognition entry, right? The schedule will be prepared and the balance will always be reconciled. Okay. Now there are a few things I would also like to cover with the prepared automation. So one thing is, like, moving forward, any entry that happens will be automated like this. However, let's just say if you have some existing prepared schedule that you already have, and if you wanted to bring it here, right? So the good example I can give you is, let's just say I have a software subscription that I have paid starting January, and it's for 12 months. So that is going to end of this year, which is 12/31st, 2025. So I wanted to now bring that schedule here. All we have to do is you can actually enter the schedule manually. Just type in those information, the date, the vendor name, the account as in the expense account, the amount. Like, once you do that, it's going to automatically create the schedule here, right? The only thing that you guys will have to be careful here is, let me actually, I'm going to type in anyways. So let's just say user subscription and $12,000 and 01/01 2025. And in case if you guys are using class or location, you can also do that, right? Now, this might take few seconds, must be before the start date. All right, yep. Okay, got it. So this might take a few seconds because behind the scene, we create the schedule. We do also check QuickBooks data. So it might take few seconds. So what it's doing right now, it's creating a schedule. And then, like, see, what this is telling you is like, because see, right now I'm in September. That would mean that I have already recognized all the expenses from January to September. And I then don't want Xenett to once again make those entries in my books, right? So what I'm telling here to Xenett is like, hey, I still have to make the entry for October. I also have to make entry for November and then the December, and then you just click on add schedule. So now it will add the schedule. It will also recognize these entries, the expense recognition entries, and it will also then reconcile your prepaid balance as per schedule and the GL balance as well, right? So this is how you can bring your existing prepared schedule into Xenett, all right? So that's pretty much it about the prepared expense automation. You guys can give it a try and see how it works. If there are any suggestions, then please let us know, right? Now, couple of other things real quick about prepared expenses as we are here. So in case, let's just say if the schedule is mistakenly added, and like, see, because what happens is, let's just say the moment you enter this transaction, Xenett will do everything, right? Like it would make the recognition entry, schedule, and everything. Now, in case if you realize like, hey, this amount is actually wrong, it is not 8,200, it should be 9,200. You can click on it. You can click on save. So what Xenett does is it's going to update everything. It's going to update your prepared reversal entry. It's going to update your expense recognition entries, and it will also update your schedule automatically, right? So technically, you would not have to worry about that. Now, if at all, let's just say for whatever reason, if you really don't need this schedule here, and if you want to delete it, what happens is when you click delete, what it does is that Xenett actually deletes the prepared reversal entry and also the monthly expense recognition entries here as well, correct? So that's that. So that's more about prepared. I'm pretty sure you guys can watch the video and then you can play around it, and do let us know in case if you guys find something. All right. So this is just the the beginning of the prepared expenses. We'll be adding some. I'm pretty sure there will be suggestions to see some more information here. So if there are any such suggestions, do let us know. All right. So that was the major feature that we have released in this particular release. Along with this, we have also made some improvements with the internal comments. So let me talk about that. So for that, I'll have to do something real quick. All right. So until now, what happens is whenever you guys are assigned a comment, internal comment, or whenever you guys are mentioned in a comment, you would get an email notification. So let's just say you have those 8, 10 different notifications, right? Now, when you log into Xenett, I mean, there wasn't a way for you to check which of those 10 or 12 notifications were. And that is how, I mean, that is now possible with this notification. So all of those notifications related to the comments assignment or your mention will now show up here. And whenever you click on it, it directly open up that comment and you can look at it. You can like you can take appropriate action and you can just kind of come out, right? So basically you will always know what are those new comments that you have to work on. Okay. And when you click on it, it will be moved from unread to cleared. Correct. So the idea is that now at least you have a clear action items in front of you. Like, hey, if there are those 10 comments, you know that you have to work on it. You can take the action and then it will be moved from unread to clear. Okay. That's that. The second improvement that we have done with the internal comments is again a small one, but I think it's going to be very, very helpful. So, which is the reaction, right? So, at times, what happens is sometimes your response is more about, okay, I understood or I got it, right? But you might just want to give a thumbs up, right? So now it's possible. So you can just start giving your reaction to the comments. So again, that's a small improvement that we've done. The third improvement is also something that you guys have requested. So let me do that. So let's just say whenever you are working on any of the close, I'm gonna actually go here, monthly close. So whenever you're working in a close module, one thing that was not visible clearly is, see, we were only showing the comments icon like a red dot, right? So that would indicate there is something in there, like there is some comments in there, right? But you would not know whether there are open comments, there are resolved comments, responded comments, right? So now we have introduced these counts. So wherever you see this count, that would indicate that this there is one comment that is open, right? That is not resolved, right? And if this red dot, this means that there is comment there, but everything is resolved, no action to be taken. So now you kind of, and this is not just possible. This is not only the thing with the close, I mean the task. Even when you go to your financial statements review, and then if you have left any comment on any of the accounts, you guys will also see those counts there as well. So now when I see here, I can see that, hey, for this account, there's still one comment open that I have to take care of, right? So that's also another improvement that we have done it. All right. So that's that on this week release, this latest release. Now I'm gonna go back and then talk about the features that we rolled out in 12 September update. All right. So far, let me just quickly see if there are any questions. Then I would just answer. I do see. Maybe I'll kind of let me just address real quick while we are talking about prepared. All right. Does the memo for the prepared good question or the will confirm? Or does the memo for the period? So what we do is that, see the date format. So I'm kind of answering Melissa your question. As long as if there's a keyword from and to, the date format should be fine. It could be anything, right? Because behind the scene, we figure out how exactly you have written. Like you might type in Jan 15, 2026, right? So you can write the full month, January, Jan, however, right? As long as if there's a from and to, and as long as if there's a for the period, however you write your date format will be considered, right? So that's that. For a period that is entered this month, So insurance policy 12,000 entering QB September will expense September. So insurance policy 12,000 entered in QBO in September. Yes, Erin, yeah, that will be taken care as well. Correct. Right. So just wanted to confirm that. Can prepared schedules be edited? Say there is something we need to fully expense a couple of months early and don't want to edit the prior expensing entries. Yes. So if you so okay, here's the thing, Kindle. So if you are, let's just say, um, entering the schedule manually in Xenett, at that point it's possible, but like otherwise we just simply go with the straight line method where like whatever the period that you mentioned, it's gonna simply divide it by number of months. It's not right now editable in a way that you can literally you can literally change it, correct? But yeah, I'm kind of taking it as suggestion. All right, so that's that. All right, so now we're gonna jump on the September 12 updates. So first, the other thing that we have done with uh let me okay, this is the thing. So we have actually changed the experience of how you used to create the project. Again, just nothing major. It's more kind of keep the steps real easy. So we just give you upfront options like, hey, what kind of project that you want to create, whether it's a monthly close, quarterly close, other project. Based on that, we'll automatically suggest you something here. So let's just say if you select the account period here, June, will automatically put the start date. So again, it's little improvements that we have done it, but the major functionality remains same, correct? So that we just updated this project creation wizard. The second thing that we introduced is the email notifications. So when you go to settings and then go to notification preferences, there are two emails that we have introduced. One is daily digest email, and the second is monthly close status email. Daily digest email is for everyone, every user, staff users, right? Staff user, admin user, everyone. Basically, what it does is if you enable this, you're going to start getting an email every day at this particular time. It all talks about all the tasks that are due today, if there are any comments that are assigned. So it's mainly to give you a heads up every morning that, hey, this is all you have to work on. Correct. So this is both these emails were requested by you guys. So that's now available. The second email is the monthly close status email. Right now, this email is only being sent to the admin users. So this email is mainly about giving you guys a heads up where does the close status stand, right? So let's just say if I'm receiving an email on 10th of the month, I would know the status of all my client close, right? Like you can actually customize it. You can even set up multiple days. Like, hey, one email I wanted to get on 10th, and the second email I want to get it on 18th. So that way, if you are receiving that email on 18th, then if you notice that there are 10 clients, but the close is not yet done, you can then further investigate as well, right? So again, the idea is more to give all the admin users a heads up about the monthly close status for all the clients. Okay, so that's that. And then the third and the last, I mean, we did some improvements here and there. I'm not actually covering that, but the third and the last one is the project deletion. So we had few users report to us that they had created the project and then someone from the staff just deleted it, like because previously this delete functionality wasn't kind of restricting any users. Like one can create the project, the other can delete it as well. But now what we have done is that we have introduced this restriction that only admin can delete the projects whoever has created, right? Staff users will not be able to delete the project. Staff users can delete it only when the project was created by them. So if I'm a staff user and if I have created this project, then and then I can delete it. Otherwise, I cannot delete any project that is created by others. So again, just introduce that small restriction, right? So that's on project deletion. And yeah, I think these are like the very high level updates that we have rolled out. Yes, there will be there might be some bugs and improvements here and there, but not the major ones, right? So again, I'll go back to chat, and we'll see if there are any questions uh, that are there. While we are here, guys, I would love to know what else. Like, what else would you want to see in Xenett? So far, we've been working on a lot of things on adding more and more functionality to review, like the intercompany reconciliation, and then we also adding some more suggested, uh, not suggested, but like providing suggestions to uncategorize and entries without name, those kind of features. But if you guys have something in mind, this is a best time to share. All right, accrual schedules. Yes, Kindle, very much on the radar. Maybe somewhere in next few weeks, you should see that accrual schedules. So that's that. It will be very helpful for the prepaids to be editable. Yes, Kristen, I hear that. Got it. So we'll kind of bring more flexibility to the schedule. If you had accruals and fix, yes, very much. We are very much there, Erin. So in this year itself, you should see that. So will
Will
you
you be
be updating the
updating? Yeah.
1099 to include the 1099 INT? Yes, Janice, we will do that. Thanks for the reminder. Yeah, we just have to now kind of start planning it because January is coming pretty soon. So thanks. Customer, they want a more efficient way to answer uncategorized transactions. Okay. Would love to know. I mean, Kyle, like what exactly you want us to improve on that? Like when you say more efficient. So if you have some idea as to how we can make it more efficient, would love to know. So if you want to connect with me afterwards, or if you want to send me a loom, whatever is easier for you, we can chat about that. Is any okay? Will the reviewer preparer be updated to show the status for each? Janice, I'm not really sure. I mean, uh, about that thing. Let us think about it. Like I know that uh, this is something that was helping you guys, so maybe we can think about it how we can get that information back. So filtering option custom review, one example would be for 1099 eligible vendors. So Kindle, can we get some more filtering options for custom review points? One example would be for 1099 um, eligible vendors. Okay. Yeah, I think we can actually think about it. Okay, let me make a note. See, so I assume that whenever you are creating a review point, maybe in a vendor type or somewhere, you kind of thinking about that. I guess so. For federal, not sure if I exactly understand, but Kindle, like, would love to speak to you separately. I can understand the exact use case, and then we can certainly make it happen. So, can you make wallpaper number roll forward in the future projects? We added a custom field for it, and it wipes out with a new project next month. Can you make wallpaper numbers roll forward in the future project? We added a custom field for it and it wipes out. I'm not exactly sure, Erin, what do you expect it to do? So let me actually, I'm gonna share my screen again. Just a second. This case, so here, just wanted to make sure that, see right now, working papers, I'm not sure in what case would you want it to roll forward. Is it something like if the balance is expected to remain same every month? In that case, do you expect it to roll forward every month? Because technically, like each account would require the separate balance every month. So just wanted to understand the use case if you can provide more details, and we can certainly make it possible. So we have a column called workpaper number that reference a workpaper in our files. Okay, perfect. If you can send me Loom, I'm pretty sure there should be some workaround with that. So, okay. Would love to be able to ask question the client question directly on deposit fund. Okay, point noted, Becky. I mean, we can certainly look into that. Right now, you're right. There is no way for us to ask any questions directly on an undeposited fund. So Melissa, that's what exactly we do. I'm actually reading your. That's what exactly Xenett does. So I'm not sure this is exactly what we're doing here. So maybe if we want to connect with me afterwards, we can show you. Or maybe, yeah, because in case of Xenett as well, clients can look at the transactions, they can pick the name or account, class, location, everything from the drop down. It will then come to you a suggestion. You approve it, and that is when it will be change in your QuickBooks file. So if you want to connect with me afterwards, we can talk about that. Yeah, right now, Erin, it's not a compulsory field, but I get the point here. Like maybe if you want to make those transactions like a required field for receipt, maybe we can, yeah, we can plan it. But right now, it's optional. So Becky, right now we do display the duplicate customer names, but uh, we do not uh like allow to I mean, like we don't merge it because the QuickBooks API is not giving us enough power or access to do that, right? The uncategorized in the questions portal, it is unclear what can be changed. In the questions portal, it is unclear what can be changed. Okay, got it. So maybe we can do something on design to make it more prominent. So Kristen noted. All right, guys, I think looks like it's pretty much all. So thank you very much for joining in today. Thank you also for providing all the suggestions and asking such a great questions. We'll certainly work on that. And if you guys can please reach out to us, whoever we talked, I mean, to give us more information, we can certainly work with you and then make it happen. We do have a lot of great things also coming up. So again, once again, if you guys have any suggestions, please send it to us. We are actively working on that. All right. So we'll have some great announcements coming up in about 2 weeks from now as well. So stay tuned. Until then, thank you very much. Take care. We'll send you guys the recording as well, and you guys can also share with your staff. All right. Thank you and take care.